Good evening everyone, welcome back to Tom Plays Factorio for absolute beginners. We are, well, if anything, trying to speed up the research of artillery. Which I think is ultimately down to our oil levels and petroleum production. Sort of looking at the effects of the fixes we did to our iron mines. They are looking a lot healthier. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad at all. Okay, so maybe we need to think about more oil fields. Got a few of them around, although that would be a more convenient option, I guess. Maybe just head up there. Looks like the train's coming anyway. Yeah, it's not bad, but it does look like we need to start looking at moving on. Oh. It's already powered on, fair enough. How feasible is this? Well, we already have a railway, of course. So we could just try to move up that way. Alright, well let's start with this one. So make a few distractors. Give me something to escape through. And then put out a bunch of defenders. Let's check these out. So yeah, witness the might of a cluster grenade. Darn near make everything else unnecessary. Okay, so that's one base dealt with. However, got a much bigger base to worry about, which is likely to give us much more of a problem. So we're going to need far more cluster grenades to that one. Probably some railways as well. And we're out of power again. Okay, need to look into that too. Might even be in with a better chance of that one, because I'm wondering whether I'm going to be able to take that base on at the moment. Okay. That isn't too bad. We just need a bit more stuff. Okay, how are we doing for the cluster grenades? 70. So we do have quite a few of them. Got damage happening up there. Okay, well that's not great. So pretty much out of coal as well. Let's get you back. Right, so I've got some accumulators. What I don't have is anywhere to put them. Oh, actually, no, there is somewhere. There's some space down there for accumulators, specifically. We might want to think about making another outpost in the north. We'll see. Where's the iron train? Here we are. That's the iron mine west. It won't actually take me far enough. It's a copper train. That's unusual. I usually have to nudge that one. Alright, well take me to Iron Mine far southwest. And and I will jump out at the outpost and just send you back. And hopefully you'll be ready to pick me up. So yeah, so that's where it was. And I can at least get the rest of these accumulators dropped. There doesn't seem to be much in it between the accumulators filling up and our just not having enough power, so not at all convinced this is going to solve a problem, but I do think it's part of the solution. And actually it does look like these are all full, so maybe that actually will solve things. Oh no, there we go, we're discharging again now. Okay, so it'll presumably help, but won't actually solve the issue. I think we're okay for ammunition. So I suppose the other thing we can do is start putting solar panels and accumulators in the mines. Because that is one of our other areas of real estate. Using a lot of power poles there. I'm just thinking as the as we start moving the mine left, I can start adding more of these in. Actually, it looks like we've got room for some as it is. So gradually as the mines deplete, we put solar stuff in. But yeah, hopefully that will help. Okay, where are we up to? I'm on west. Right. Well, you can still come and get me. I'll just have to keep an eye on you. It's okay here too. Should grab some more explosive rockets as well. I wonder if it's worth my making an additional shield. So try and make proper use of the power armor we've got. Or at least a little more use of it. Yeah, it should give us 50% more protection. Which is something. Explosive rockets. Ooh, actually, cluster grenades. Hang on, I think I've lost my explosive rockets. Here they are. Excellent, let's go get killed. Right, I guess I will... Really is worrying me a bit, that coal mine. I'm not going to check in that in a while. Not right now though. So I suppose to start with, we're just going to be trying to do any damage at all to this base without being killed. Which is going to be a challenge all by itself. Oh, we can reach. Okay, I'm starting to feel a bit more hopeful actually. So we have a pretty immense amount of enemies to do. Oh heck. Hang on, who's attacking me? I took some serious damage just then. We're getting pretty low on our cluster grenades as well here. Okay. Get that one. Yep, just about. And I think that's gonna have to be it. I'm gonna be dying again, and I'm quite a long way from the nearest base. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't have survived that attack without the cluster grenades. So that's kind of nice. That's the power of military tech 4, I suppose. I'm definitely going to have to build a bunch of more before attempting that again. Still, it's something. So while I'm here, let's just check whether we've made any progress with the nuclear power. Not that it matters that much. We need to finish artillery and then we'll start working on the nukes. But we're on 24, so we're just about halfway there. So that's something. I wonder if I'm going anywhere near the coal mine, if I should just drop by and take a look at it. Because it is worrying me a little. There we go. 2 of them are out. That would definitely explain why we keep running out of coal. Okay, hopefully that will make things work a bit better. And it means we can also get a ride back. Okay, I mean we could do some attacks to try and stop the attacks on us. But I'd rather save our armaments for that base we need to get rid of, really. Yeah, at least our coal looks decent now. Everything looks pretty good, really. And we were low on flying robot frames, weren't we? So, not sure why I'm not cheating with this and just dumping a load in there. Kind of feel like we may as well. That way we can have the artillery being built while I'm, well, being researched. While I'm trying to get rid of the enemy base. Right, so what is it we're lacking here? Steel. That's fine. Is there anything else I need? Yeah. Railways would be good, although we do seem to have quite a few of those at the moment. Alright. Apparently cluster grenades aren't the fastest thing in the world to build. Okay, are you stuck down here, or are you just filling up? Seem to just be filling up. I was a bit worried because we sent it to pick me up. So I thought we might have depleted the iron a bit. Trying to work out if it's slowing it down or not. I might bring it back anyway so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm fairly sure I haven't disrupted all the others. Okay, 37. What else can I be doing while it's making me cluster grenades? Well, if nothing else, I can lay some more concrete. Just make it a little easier to get around. I suppose I could lay some up to these mines up here actually. Just make things a little bit quicker the next time we want to check on them. There we go. Okay. What we got? 15. Right. Now, let me just load you up again. And I'll restock myself. And we'll go in for round 2. Let's keep a coal coming as well. Just thinking, because it had a drop off for a bit there, it might take a while for it to fill up again. We should have enough for at least one decent attack on the base. And of course, every time we attack it, it's getting a little bit smaller. Probably actually lay one of the rails while I'm here. Question is, do we want to do an outpost anyway? It's a bit of a weird one because this kind of makes up a pretty big outpost all by itself. I suppose actually another outpost probably wouldn't hurt. Just see what it would actually take to put one together. A little too far there. thought that one wasn't quite finished. Okay, so if we do this as like a 3-point outpost, I guess. Now normally I wouldn't want this junction being beyond the scope of the base. Although it's not far away at least. So maybe we can get away with it just this once. Okay, so in theory, I think that's actually a working railway connection. So I'm just going to need power, obviously. I suppose this will give us somewhere else to put the solar panels, if nothing else. Alright. Don't want to go that far down? I suppose I could. It's very unlikely to be attacked from the south, I think. If I just fill this little bit in. There. Right, didn't stock up on walls, so definitely going to have to go back. Not a big deal though. Although it makes me wonder if I should do a tank. Just a transport back and forth. Plus it's fun to have a tank. So I'll just get these done and we'll head back to base. Let's see what it needs to make one. I shall put you there. That should be fine. Let's just... Actually, because this one's a little out on a limb, I might give it the ammunition manually. There we go. Right. Does give me an excuse to move on because the buggy, which I also never use, is down at the south end of the base. So I guess we can have a tank at the north end. So what does it take to build a tank? 32 engine units is the main thing that we're missing. Oh. Hang on, we're just passing the area of the walls. I may as well pick a bunch up. Then we're doing for everything else. We're going to need transport belts, aren't we? I don't think the other things are as much of a problem. Engines, I think, live here. Should also build some more gates. That's looking a lot healthier. Else we need gear wheels. And I'm presumably going to need some coal to power the tank. Or maybe explosive rockets. Oh, and ammunition. Actually. Definitely want to have lots of ammunition. Okay, one tank coming up, I guess. This is fuel and, oh, what have we got? Flamethrower, machine gun and cannon. Can I give you these? No. Okay, so cannon's not an option. I think we need tank shells. But I can give you machine gun, so that's something. Actually, this might be a little easier to control. Go, machine guns equipped. Yeah, to be fair, like the buggy, I generally can't go top speed anyway. So the top speed of a tank is actually a little better, easier to control. Oh, it doesn't slow down very fast though. Ouch. Okay. The other drawback is that it just goes right through things. Oh. Okay. No power? Oh, I see. Because I just utterly destroyed that. Right, that's fine. Yeah, the buggy wouldn't do that, you see. The buggy would have just hit it. And left it at that. Oh well, never mind. Still kind of fun. Presumably a lot harder for enemies to damage as well. They'll tend to do attacks with it, even so. I don't know, is that going to work? Or is that going to be a little too curved? I wonder if I might be better just going a little beyond. That works. Okay. Right, how's this going to work? Well, you obviously want that there. Newark. Alright, it's on its way to attack the base. Right, okay then. I'm definitely expecting more attacks from the west in this case. Okay. Last one. Pretty sure this one's okay, but we'll put them in anyway just to be sure. Much easier to gauge on horizontal walls. Perfect. I think we might as well finish this off. It's not a very big outpost. Just seeing it gives us a few more options. In case we find we need more than just the fuel up here. And it also gives me a sort of extra base to run to while we're attacking the enemy base up there. I guess. This one's also debatable. In terms of where things should go, but I'm sure it'll all be fine. Let's just get it operational. ammunition, of course. That is where I picked some more up. And I'm also out of gun turrets. Of course I am. There's always something. Not to worry. Like, there goes some more. This is clearly a kind of dangerous spot to put something. Okay, let's go restock. I'll maybe go around the base this time so I'm not driving through and smashing things. Oh right. I'm just wondering what actually controls the direction of the tank. Of the little guns. Nobody matters, I'm not really planning to use it in combat. I think our current setup on foot is just too effective. Ooh, heck. Hang on. Yeah. Don't want to drive into these cliffs. Because I don't really want to follow the train tracks either, because I'm not sure who'll win between me and a train right now. But either way, I'm not going to like the result. Still, I do quite like my little tank. And maybe I better stop there actually. So just heading down to restock. But yeah, so it doesn't feel like I did that much really. I had a bit of a look at bottlenecks, but mostly I've been trying to, well, that's what's related to the bottlenecks. I've been trying to get hold of this new oil field up here, so we cleared a base there, made a bit of headway on that base, but then I decided that it was far enough to justify doing an outpost, because that way we've also got the option of connecting to one of these other sections. Think of the coal especially, so I might use these two to get the oil field. And yeah, it's mostly just been about that, and letting the artillery research, letting the uranium keep building. We did finish off this outpost to try and solve our power issues, which are looking a bit better. And we have had attacks coming in all the time, but none of them have been too serious yet. And of course we built a tank, so we now have 2 vehicles. Got the little buggy down there, you see the little triangle, and we've got the tank up here. So yeah, beyond that, not a lot. So once this outpost is full, I'm going to fill it with solar stuff, which will hopefully, I keep saying this, but it'll hopefully actually tide us over until we get the nuclear power up and running, which will hopefully not be too much longer. We can just double check the bottlenecks, but if a bottleneck is down to oil, then our best bet is just to carry on with this. But it should be much easier to take that base down. I have to take that one down as well. got a few things in this area, but now once we've got a new outpost, it won't be quite as on our own when we're fighting it. So yeah, just need to replenish turrets and anything else we might happen to be low on. And beyond that, yeah, just keep working on the new oil fields as a project while everything else research is, but we will just check to make sure the bottleneck is still oil and there isn't something else. But that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.